Since girls wrestling was officially sanctioned by the IHSAA last year, the sport has seen a surge in popularity, with more and more girls stepping onto the mat for the first time. At Greenwood High School, the wrestling team has grown to include 19 girls, 2 of whom are returning regional qualifiers. Among them is Jorja Carroll, who began her wrestling journey just last winter. Despite being new to the sport, Jorja quickly made a name for herself, finishing her inaugural season with an impressive 20-9 record. Now, after committing herself to a focused off-season training program, she's kicked off this season with an undefeated 5-0 record. Jorja has prepared herself to compete hard at conference December 5th at Martinsville. Here's Jorja Carroll with more of her story.
This is Woodman AM here with Jorja Carroll about her wrestling journey. Jorja, what made you first begin wrestling, or want to begin wrestling?
I first started because the day of the call-out meeting, my friend Deja came up to me. She was like, "Hey Jorja, will you go out to the wrestling call-out meeting with me so I'm not alone?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll go." I went, and at first I wasn't gonna get any papers or even listen, but I ended up grabbing papers and a shirt. And then I went home that day and I talked to my mom about it, and she was not on board with it. But I ended up talking to my dad about it, and we looked really deep into it, and he was like, "I think you should." So we convinced my mom to let me at least try it. And I think the hardest thing was definitely switching from sports, because I used to do competition cheer and I was on the high school team. So switching from cheer to wrestling was really hard, and I learned that it's not really about the skill, because obviously I was a first year and I won a lot of matches, but it's more about how hard you work and how bad you want the win. At regionals, the girl was winning by 10 points, and at the very end I was like, no, I want this, I want to move on, and so I threw in a headlock and pinned her and won.
Thank you for sharing that. And with the next question, how did you feel knowing that as a first-year wrestler you were making it to regionals?
Being a first year, I was new to the sport obviously, and it was really exciting knowing that I'm very new to this, but I've made it this far already. In the morning of, I was really sick. I had I don't know what I had, but I was really sick, and I weighed 5 pounds under. But my first match obviously didn't go as I wanted to, but I ended up pinning her. And then my second match, I pinned her. He didn't call it, and I got pinned. But the whole environment of the tournament itself, it was really serious, because that was the week before state. So if you won, you moved on. So it was really serious. But I think wrestling is just a fun and serious sport, and you just have to learn.
Thank you.
We wish Jorja the best of luck for the rest of her sophomore season.